we here on Vero Creek Radio, we appreciate everybody. We appreciate our sponsors. We appreciate what everybody is doing, to help us out and participate in our program. All the guests, the artists, the movie directors and whatnot that be on the show. Those who dropping knowledge, people such as Brother Jamal, Low Key, Gene Ho, Pebbles, Queen Diva, just a host of people. We appreciate you all, but I just wanted to touch base with you all for a minute on this situation that's going on with the racism over in China dealing with Africa. And I was watching a video, and this young lady was stating how the African people thought that China was coming over there to help them with their country, and they thought that China was coming over there to help build infrastructure and was going to share the wealth and build up Africa. But she was stating that that's not the case. The case was that the population of China by 2050 would be overpopulated, so they was going over to Africa, building a place and a home for themselves, and they were going to push the African people out of Africa, and they were going to use disease as a way to kill off the people. She was stating that there is no vaccine for the coronavirus, but yet some African leaders are accepting a vaccine for the coronavirus, meaning Africa is still putting their faith and trust in their colonizer. They're not listening or studying the words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. They're not listening and studying the message of the most honorable Minister Farrakhan. So, and they're suffering from that. You think by now the government of Africa would have been wise enough to recognize deceit when it's in their face, but apparently they falling for the old banana in the tailpipe. I wish they'd get it together. They were talking about that racist commercial where she pops some detergent in a black man's mouth, push him in a washing machine, and he comes out white. Just they talk about when the Africans walk by, or even blacks walk by that's in China, they hold their nose, right? And for New York to put a hotline from all the discrimination that the Chinese was facing in America. You had some in Midland, Texas, that was a family that was stabbed, and they were being blamed for spreading the coronavirus on purpose. And so a lot of people was jumping on Donald Trump when he was calling it the Chinese virus. But it seems like, from what this person was saying, it seems like they were purposely giving disease or dis-ease to the African people, and she counted out from AIDS to Ebola. Sad situation. Sad that we're still facing racism at this time. But don't be a victim. Africa, black people, the days of victimhood is over with. Don't be a victim. Be your true selves. Stand up for what's right and for what you believe in. Don't let, especially China, don't let China make you feel less than who you are when the history of Africa predates the history of China. As a matter of fact, we named, and I want to repeat that, black people named the earth Asia. The whole planet Earth at one time was called Asia, i.e. that's why you will hear the term of Asiatic black man, meaning the original man came with the planet and named the planet. So do not feel inferior or less than. It also was talking about how deceitful the Chinese government is and posing as a friend to the African people if they plotting on their land. They're not there for the gold and the minerals. They there to kill off the Africans, push them out, and move in. And we watching it right in front of our very eyes today. We watching the plan unfold. And the question is, what are you going to do, Africa? What are you going to do, all the leaders around the world? What are you going to do, America? To even stated that there'll be no help for Africa, or in the sense that World War III will be started in Africa because of what's going on right now between Africa and China. Very interesting. I hope. As a matter of fact, the young lady, she was from Australia. I know they're going to take that video down, but I hope it can spread before it's being taken down. But as she stated, and I knew this, that it takes months for a vaccine. Matter of fact, we got about another year and 4 months before we can even see a vaccine. So, Africa, if they're telling you we're sending you a vaccine, once again, there is no vaccine for the coronavirus at this point. So she was stating how they're sending poison, and you injecting poison into your people's arms, trusting the French, trusting China, and you're losing again. Wise up, wake up. Africa, wake up, man. Time out for the foolishness and time's out for the games. This is Verbal Pick Radio. We will have another segment on this topic. We've been dealing with coronavirus, 5G, because that's the topic of the day. But we're not just speaking up on coronavirus and 5G just to be speaking up on coronavirus and 5G. We're speaking up on it, hoping we can find a solution, or we can find some way out of this situation, or better yet, get more people involved to want to study this situation, to find a way out, because people are dying. I want to report from what I understand, a sister, young lady who died from COVID-19 in Houston, Texas. The situation is so dire that she was trying to maintain her livelihood by doing people's hair in her garage, because she was a beautician. Because that $1,200 stimulus wasn't enough, and these bill collectors are asking for their money. So in her garage, she was doing hair, and she passed. She died from COVID-19 because Houston is 49th in testing, and so there's so many people walking around with the COVID-19 that doesn't know, because the tests are just now rolling out. We're behind. I mean, it is what it is. But I do want to applaud the effort that the mayor is making in the city of Houston to catch up in the testing, so we can find out who has it, are there any antibodies, who's had it and recovered, and how is their immune system fighting it off, or even if you had it, can you catch it again, and it still will have you ill, or if you still could die from it your second time around. I mean, there's a lot of things out there that no one knows yet. But I just want to say to the young lady and her family, and I don't want to give her name out, but we wish you all the best. But to those that's out there, take care of yourselves. Matter of fact, April 27th, there's supposed to be mandatory that you wear your mask when you're out in the public, whether you're at the park, grocery stores, wherever you are in the public. They're going to fine you if you don't wear your mask, so make sure you wear your mask. This is just an update, but take this serious. Black people in America, wow, I mean, man, we go through so much. Do we go get this vaccine and are they poisoning us? They was even stating how they're using the prisoners, black prisoners, to dig the graves for the people that's been dying from COVID-19. The mass graves, they're using the black prisoners to dig the graves. Now maybe they coaxing the prisoners by saying, hey, if you go dig these graves, put your mask on and we'll shorten your sentence and let you out early. Even though that could be a death sentence. I mean, look, hey, we're in some crazy times. Wise up. Do not be fooled nowadays. They shouldn't be able to fool you nowadays with all the knowledge, the technology, and the information that's been given to us since 1930. Man, hey, we supposed to be on top, but we are rising to the top, you know. And my mind says, give it all you got, give it all you got, because there is no half-stepping. Verbal Prick Radio, Cold Black, we out. Chill.